up. It could ruin things for us.
For us, get out.
My Father, in Jesus Christ's name, you said in your word, ask and you shall receive.
Before coming to the church, my life was miserable.
My life today is amazing.
Only you can make this change to be possible in their life. So I pray right now, may your power begin to touch them, my God.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Welcome to this evening's edition of News on One. I'm Isai Sipunga. Here's what you can expect in tonight's bulletin. Namibians invited to name new Home Affairs headquarters. Capacity building workshop pioneered change amongst LPM national leaders. Expected heavy rains to be accompanied by more hail. And round up, Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the weather. First up, Namibians have an opportunity to name one of the biggest public service offices in Windhoek. The Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security is seeking the public's assistance in giving a name to its newly built state-of-the-art headquarters located in Windhoek North on the corner of Hosea Kutaka Drive and Harvey Street. The ministry relocated to the new office on February 1st this year from its old office, which was in Independence Avenue.
Margaret Kalo, Chief Public Relations Officer at the ministry, told News on One that since independence, the ministry has been operating from its old office in the city center, which was known as the Cohen Building. This is now a thing of the past. Kalo said the ministry felt it necessary to engage the wider public for proposals on possible names for its new headquarters, in order to give the public a sense of ownership, as the new office also belongs to them.
So basically, we just thought it's just really an initiative, because we see that we are in a new building. As I give the background, that where we were operating before, it was called Cohen Building. And now we also thought to ourselves, why not? Why can't also we call the members of the public? It's their building. It's where everything is happening, where their services is being offered. Why can't we engage them? Why can't we give them opportunity so that they can have this sense of ownership? So I know that sometimes, or in most cases, people will expect maybe that, is there prizes to be given? Unfortunately not. This, like I said, this is our building together as a nation, built by your government with your taxpayer monies. It's equally important for you to give a name.
Carlo requested the public to be creative in suggesting names for the new building, adding that they should avoid providing names that contain specific claims, names that infringe on trade names or trademarks of other parties, or names which may be deemed controversial or offensive. A winner will be announced, and the winner's name will be displayed on the inauguration plaque of the ministry's headquarters.
Normally the buildings has the plaques. So where it's mentioned that it was inaugurated by who on this day, normally also the name of the building will be also in that plaque. But if the plaque is accommodating it, it doesn't bother us to do that. We are just encouraging the public that please, if you want the name to be selected, do not send us the controversial names or the offensive names. We cannot give the building the controversial name. That's why we are really urging the public that please do send us your possible names.
The public is encouraged to send name ideas to margaret.kalo@mha.gov.na or sakias.kadikwa@mha.gov.na on or before the 26th of October 2022.
Nivea Pearl and Beauty with pearl extracts for soft and beautiful underarms. Your trusted deodorant with the perfect balance of protection and care. Enriched with the power of pearls. Nivea Pearl and Beauty for soft and beautiful underarms. New Nivea Pearl and Beauty Black Pearl coming soon.
Landless People's Movement, Karas region assigned leader attending the one-week organizational capacity building workshop said the challenge is now set on party leaders to transfer the acquired skills to fellow regional leaders in order to improve the management of the party's affairs.
The week-long workshop taking place at a local hotel in Windhoek is attended by party's leadership and the Political Action Committee to deliberate on party issues such as policy development and implementation, party management and strategic direction, amongst others. Karas region assigned leader, Joseph Isaacs, said each leader has a mandate assigned to them and requires them to be capacitated and deliver on those mandates.
We have to go back in where we started by capacitating our various leaders at various levels in the region, so that once the leaders understand the role, functions and responsibilities that is bestowed upon them, I believe that we will definitely improve in service delivery. We will improve in our administration, in our governance in the council, but also on the party level. We will definitely improve in terms of coherent and cohesive approaches and strategies, because we have certain agendas in place, but how we utilize those mandate that has been given on us is divergent. Sometimes everyone is going his way, but I think with this, especially with this workshop, and looking into the grey areas, looking into the areas where we are really challenged, I believe that the ultimate thing to happen is that we must continue to capacitate, continue to teach, continue to upgrade our individual leaders, because there is a very noble assignment rests on all of us, and that is to restore the dignity of the people.
In addition, the Hardap Region's chairperson, Gerson Dauseb, stated that the capacity building workshop is a great enhancement to their leadership capabilities, adding that this will further strengthen their effort to deliver quality services to the people in the region. Dauseb further indicated that LPM continues to set its standards high in its operation regardless of the various forces and challenges they face.
Very important to understand politics, not only local in terms of the locality, whether it's a regional or local, but also nationally and internationally, so how we relate to other political parties and then governments, because we are a government in the region. must say, for the first time in the history of Namibia, the Hardap region is governed by LPM as a whole, starting from the region, going down to the local authorities, with some of the other opposition parties together with LPM in working relations in the local authorities. For us, it's the party that leads the government, and therefore we then direct as a party what needs to happen and at which time that needs to happen. And therefore also the appreciation then must go to the party, because the party is the one that deploys. And if someone shines as a councillor, it is the party that shines, the party that executes its mandate given by the people to lead them in specific areas.
The national leaders thanked the party leader, noting that growth is very crucial to the smooth management of the party.
A surprise hailstorm was seen around the central region of Khomas over the past weekend, marking the onset of the 2022 rainy season. The Namibia Meteorological Service predicts that above-average rainfall and more hail is expected over the coming days.
The unexpected hail excited many Windhoek residents, with some taking the opportunity to have some fun. These were just some of the many images that were shared on social media by Windhoek residents. Namibia Meteorological Service Acting Deputy Director Odilo Khobetsi explained to Agri on One that satellite imagery shows upcoming rainfall data. Khobetsi said according to the data, above-average rainfall should be seen from October to December 2022 and again from January to March 2023.
I've indicated earlier we're in the first period of the rainy season, which is October, November, and December. The outlook is already out there that we will have normal to above normal. For the next season, we see that also the forecast was also coming through that January, February will also be a good rainy season, which will be from then normal to above normal, except over the extremes of western parts of Namibia. So in general, we'll see that we'll have normal to above normal rainfall over across Namibia.
Khobetsi highlighted that Namibia is on schedule with the current rains, and the thunderstorm should also be expected, especially over the next 7 days, after which a new prediction will be released by the Met Office.
What happens is that when we are on the onset of the rains, we're in October, and which is good. We could see that there's that signal of heat that was actually experienced over the past 2-3 weeks, which is a good sign. We need heat, but when moisture comes into play, then these trigger normally thunderstorms over the continental area and also in particular over Namibia, where you can expect more than 20 millimeters in places. The blue shading is about 5 millimeters. If you turn into yellow and red, so you can expect more than 20 going to 40 millimeters. So that will be the trend from central north, the central part to the southeast. And as I said earlier on, we are expecting the system to die out or becoming slightly weaker towards the west, and therefore moving slightly further to the northeast. Zambezi will also coming into play. We are going to expect some thunder showers. But as I said, towards the end of the week, this system is bound to move again back westwards, and we should expect then rains also then over the western part of Namibia.
Khobetsi said in order for the public to be prepared in case of hazardous winds and flash floods, his department will be issuing regular warnings and public safety measures.
The flash flood is when we receive rain of more than 15 millimeters within a short period of time, which is like, for example, if you are receiving it within a very short period of time, which is more than 50 millimeters within 24 hours time, then it qualifies to be a flash flood, because what happens, the soil becomes saturated, and then there is a runoff, and when we have more than 50 millimeters within 24 hours time. So in that case, we always also issue advisory or a warning for that areas that are specifically as a hotspot area where we can expect this system to take place.
Khobetsi concluded that the rains are expected to fall mostly in the afternoons and evenings, and encouraged road users to be on alert when driving in the rain.
On this episode of The She Word, we find out what should be done to protect egg donors from possible exploitation.
It is while waiting for a doctor's appointment to undergo tubal ligation in the UK that Pumla Navacha heard about egg donation.
I overheard a conversation between two slightly older African women, and they were going through a deep conversation about how they had failed for years and years, been trying to have a child, to have children.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Welcome to Business on One. Namibia Stock Exchange NSX Chief Executive Officer Tiaan Bazane said many Namibians are still not familiar with the concept of investment and stock exchange. Bazane made these remarks at an award ceremony where students from local universities and high schools received cash prizes for taking part in an initiative that introduces scholars to stock trading and creates an understanding on commercial dynamics.
5 teams came out victorious from 600 competitors that took part in the Namibian Scholar Investment Competition, which started in April 2022. The initiative is run by the Namibian Stock Exchange in partnership with Old Mutual, Future Media and the Financial Literacy Initiative under the Ministry of Finance. Tiaan Bazane, the Chief Executive Officer of the Stock Exchange, said that the competition aims to promote financial awareness among scholars and the general public. He said the concept of taking part in the stock exchange and investing is foreign to many Namibians.
The concept of a stock exchange and investing in a stock exchange seems foreign to people, and they think it's not something that they're taking part in or that affects them. But the truth is that most permanent employees in this country have a pension fund, and your pension fund is actively investing the funds in the pension fund on a stock market. Whether it's equities, whether it's bonds, whether it's something else, there's probably various asset managers that have been appointed that are actively trading to create the best return. And that's the thinking behind this. So for retail participation in the stock market, of course, that's a wonderful thing. But difficult to spend enough time and do enough research to make those types of investments. And oftentimes, if you are investing, it's easier for you to invest in the economy that you know and understand. And that goes obviously for Namibia, but oftentimes also the surrounding areas. I think we probably have a better understanding of what's happening in our neighbors than somebody sitting in London or in New York would have. And that's where the benefit lies, because it's also not just looking at the economy of the country, it's taking a view on the currency, and that goes to the stability of the country and whether it's peaceful, whether it's going to war. This year we've seen markets go haywire because there's a war in Europe. There hasn't been one in a while. So it's a lot of variables to put together to make investment decisions.
Mavis Elias, the social responsibility consultant for Old Mutual Foundation, said that they saw the students from the University of Namibia coming in at the first place and walking away with 50,000 Namibian dollars, and the runner-ups with 30,000, and the 3 other teams walked away with 20, 10, and 5,000 each, with the winning team making over 100% of returns of their investment.
We had our first prize winner get a return of 100.9% on their investments, which is absolutely incredible for scholars, because if you think about it, this means that they were able to actually get 100% return on their investment, which goes to show that there's a massive amount of talent within our young leaders who find themselves either in high schools and universities. And the sooner we actually get to teaching them the trade and also just getting them interested in finance, as well as stock exchange, ultimately they grow up to be fine leaders in themselves.
Students who participated in the competition shared their experience with News on One.
I feel very excited that we have won the competition and we came first place, because it feels like our hard work, the work that we've been putting behind the scene, has finally been rewarded. So I feel very excited that we have won first place, and right now we are not yet sure what we're going to do with the money, but as things stand now, we are leaning towards investing the money maybe somewhere, forex or maybe stock exchange, just to get some returns again.
The competition gave students and learners a fictitious amount of 500,000 Namibian dollars to invest in the stock exchange for 6 months, and those who made the highest returns won the competition.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial *130*780# and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding that. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
Time now for Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. After realizing that she was spending a shocking amount of money on taxi fare, 57-year-old Sarafia Eben Augustinus approached her then boss to purchase a bicycle and paid back the money in installments. For the past 22 years, Augustinus has been cycling to work and has no plans on stopping. Brown asked how Sarafia manages during the rain. Damonang Henda said Sarafia is a hard worker and an extraordinary person. Kunku said cycling in Windhoek can be risky. Vavi said all towns should add lanes for cycling. Witty agrees with Sarafia, but taxis in Windhoek are not to be trusted. And that's it from Comments Corner. Please continue engaging with us on our stories for broadcast on News on One.
Back in the day, Susie's phone used to ring like a hotline. She was the most popular girl in town. But since she did not register her SIM card with her mobile service provider, her phone does not ring anymore. She has tried to get something similar. She has tried this and that number, but it has never been the same. So now, she has a reputation of being a number hoarder. Instead of just registering her SIM at her mobile service provider and keeping her number. Excuse me 1 sec. Hello? No, this isn't Susie. Have you tried her other number?
Don't miss out on important communications like Susie. Register your SIM to keep your number. Visit www.cran.na.
Prevent cramps with Fabufarm's new MVA Cramp Stop. Developed to bring fast and effective relief from cramps in athletes, active people and senior citizens. Manufactured in Namibia, Fabufarm's MVA Cramp Stop contains a carefully selected blend of vitamins and essential minerals to prevent cramps, with a full month's supply of capsules. It's Fabufarm's new MVA Cramp Stop, your #1 choice in cramp prevention.
Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide.
The much-anticipated Nedbank Desert Dash Cycling 18th edition was launched today at the Nedbank campus Sky Gardens in the capital. Nedbank Namibia has over a duration of 35 years consistently sponsored various cycling events, including the Nedbank Cycling Challenge.
Known by many as Namibia's most iconic sporting challenge, the Nedbank Desert Dash is expected to attract cycling enthusiasts from across the world. The 24-hour, 393-kilometer long distance race will see about 1,000 riders take on a tough terrain from Windhoek via the Hoogland Mountains and the desert route to the coastal town of Swakopmund. Nedbank Namibia's Chief Financial Officer, J.G. van Graan, says the event is not just a cycling event, but has the potential to provide business opportunities to residents of Windhoek and Swakopmund equally.
The Nedbank Desert Dash has also become much more than a sporting event, as its benefits go far beyond the sport of cycling. The race holds great economic value and benefits for local businesses both in Windhoek but also in the Ronga region. A contribution which we conservatively estimate at 25 million Namibian dollars. And throughout the preparations of the dash, as well as during the race and the day after, the spending by hundreds of cyclists, the support teams, their families and cycling fans is a much needed source of income to many Namibian-owned businesses, and many of them SMEs. More than a cycling event, the Nedbank Desert Dash represents the spirit of Namibia, the land of the brave. Invited guests, it seems like yesterday when we hosted the Nedbank Desert Dash in 2021. And I think all will remember how we battled to overcome the challenges of organizing such a mass sporting event during a pandemic. And by divine grace today, we are once again launching this epic event without any restrictions or measures to be concerned about. And I think that's something truly to be grateful for and to celebrate today.
Van Graan also revealed the attendance of international riders at this year's cycling challenge.
Being able to not only participate, but also have the privilege of hosting such prestigious world-class cycling events has no doubt prepared our cyclists for the international stage, and has also contributed to the likes of top Namibian cyclists such as Tristan de Lange, Alex Miller and Vera Luza being able to perform and excel at world cycling stage, on the world cycling stage, such as the Olympic Games last year and most recently at the Commonwealth Games. The Nedbank Desert Dash also attracts both local and international cyclists. But last year we saw cyclists from South Africa, Malawi, the United States, Germany, Portugal, Britain, France, Serbia, Canada, Ireland, Belgium and Botswana. And this year the entries have indicated we will once again have cyclists from all over the world ride in the Nedbank Desert Dash 2022. This in itself is a much welcome contribution to the Namibian tourism, an industry which has been severely impacted by the effects of the COVID pandemic.
The Nedbank Desert Dash Cycling Challenge is slated to take place on the 9th of December 2022.
That's it from sports. Up next is the weather forecast. We've come to the end of tonight's edition of News on One. From me, Isai Sipunga, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are